have gotten resistance in the first term, and just the way news works. If you don't have Republicans standing up in a mic somewhere and saying it's bad, then it becomes a Democratic issue. Then it becomes one party has what they call Trump derangement syndrome, because they're unhappy about the White House being remodeled without a congressional buy-in or what have you.
Right. All right. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth is cracking down on Pentagon staff, speaking to members of Congress. A new Pentagon memo signed by Secretary Hegseth and Deputy Secretary Steve Feinberg mandates that all Pentagon personnel obtain approval before communicating with lawmakers or congressional staffers. The only exception is the Inspector General's office. The memo states that unauthorized communications, quote, may undermine department-wide priorities critical to achieving our legislative objectives. The directive marks a significant shift from previous policy where Defense Department agencies could manage their own interactions with Capitol Hill. And John, this comes on the heels of the press, most of them walking out because they refused to sign that document.
Yeah, just last week, the Pentagon press corps that has been worked in that building for decades walked out en masse. There's only a very few exceptions of people who are willing to sign the Secretary of Defense's pledge. I believe OAN is there. Even Newsmax and Fox News, they said no.
Nope.
OAN said yes. A few, like there's a member of the Turkish state media that said okay.
Great.
I mean, just absurdity there. And it points to, first, two different things. The extraordinary insecurity by the Secretary of Defense, who was hit by bad headlines during his confirmation hearings, who had to weather the Signalgate scandal. He is someone who knows his job status is tenuous. He's not well liked in the White House, though President Trump likes him, but most of the West Wing does not care for him. And he is trying to prevent bad headlines from being generated that could endanger his job. That's part of this. But we should look beyond that. This is not, this is also, first of all, this deprives, Mike, the Pentagon of a chance to tell good news stories sometimes when they do that. But also, this is a moment that hurts the public, and we should never lose sight of that. This isn't members of the media complaining like, oh, you're making our jobs harder. It is, but those reporters will continue to do their jobs outside the building. But think about the number of important stories that American citizens have needed to learn because of the work that goes in the Pentagon. Hegseth's trying to stop that.
Well, two things. Don't you feel that now that they have done with what they've done with the press corps throwing them out of the building, or the press corps leaving the building, that the leaks from command staff generals, from people who work in the Defense Department, the leaks to the media are going to increase 100-fold. That's one aspect of it. The other aspect of it that is really kind of interesting is how long can they get away with building this protective cone around the Secretary of Defense so that they keep him from the public, really?
He doesn't answer questions.
Nope.
All right, let's turn to Dave Weigel's new piece about that race up in Maine, the Senate race. A Democratic candidate there putting the party's interest in younger and fresher candidates through a stress test after his